I want to come back to something that you said when we started. Before we started, actually, you said your partner is very Portuguese.
Yes.
Unpack that. What did you mean? What makes him very Portuguese?
He's a very laid-back person, and he's extremely tolerant and curious, and at the same time can be quite quiet for long periods of time. And then you take him and you place him in his lovely family, and they will literally shout at each other for 4 hours, whether it should be Benfica or Sporting that is going to win this year.
Yeah.
And we can spend enormous amount of time yelling about that.
Did you have to get used to that? Because I found when I started dating my now wife, with the family, they would yell at each other, and I would think there's something going on, like there's a fight, and then I learned no, this is just talking.
Yeah, I still feel like that when they're talking on the phone.
Yeah.
But when you have them in front of you, you can tell that it's just banter and fun. I would say it's. I love them to death. When I come home after 4 hours, I need a break.
You need a break.
Like seriously, but I see it as an amazing language lesson as well.
Yeah.
Because of course the language we learn in language school and the one they're talking to each other is two different Portugueses.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy it, but yeah, I need breaks in between. That's for sure.
You mentioned two words which is very interesting in describing the Portuguese. One, tolerant. Sometimes too tolerant, probably.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
But tolerant is, I think, something that the world needs more of sometimes as well. And then you also mentioned curious. Now, as a journalist, that's quite interesting, because that was my experience with the Portuguese. Was a lot of people would say things like, "Why did you leave South Africa? Why would you come from South Africa to here?" And it wasn't a loaded question.
No.
It wasn't a derogatory question. It was curiosity. Like, really, I'm curious to know about you.
It's a bit different when you come from the Nordic countries, because people have the perception that the Nordic countries are very good at schools and healthcare. So I did experience people asking me, like, in disbelief, why on earth would you come here? Yeah. And I thought the humbleness we talked about of the Portuguese might be, but I think they should stop. Because I think one of the best thing about the Portuguese society is the healthcare, which is excellent.
Yeah.
And I was treated here for the disease I have in my eyes with just as well as it was in Denmark. And I went to a checkup in Denmark, and they said they did a great job. We would have done exactly the same. I had a small operation on my hand. I received physical therapy for 2 months every day. I mean, that's unheard of where I come from.
Yeah.
So I think they should be very, very proud of the system they have. I think there's a misconception among the Portuguese about
that things work better in other places. Yeah,
and maybe a bit of envy as well. They think the lifestyle is much better, and honestly, it's not. My people might work less and make more, but they are extremely stressed.